Okay, so now look at the foreign investment regulations that are in Saudi Arabia. And as we can see, basically, it's through the licensing regulation there has been significant reform. We can see also in the physical elements to foreign investment in Saudi Arabia. And we can see also the international trade agreements. Regarding the international trade agreements, we can see that Saudi Arabia is known to be a member of the WTO. It's also a member of the GCC, member of the Great Arab Free Trade Area, and also bilaterally it has signed treatments with many countries for avoiding of dual taxation and for the reserve of the consumer rights. Regarding the physical elements, we can see related to the foreign investment, we can see that there has been recently an introduction of the value added tax, the VAT, and there's been also, you had a statutory tax of set at 20%. Now, if we look at Saudi Arabia and why the reasons to invest in Saudi Arabia, we can see it's the first population growth rate over the next 5 years among the G20 countries. We can see that it's the second country when it comes to the road connectivity index worldwide, the second country after the US. And Saudi Arabia is 48% of the GCC economy. Another element we can see is that the average growth throughout the last 10 years was 4%, which is significantly higher than the average annual growth, which is 3.2. Saudi Arabia is the 18th largest economy in the world, and it has the second largest GDP per capita among the G20 countries in PPP terms, in purchasing powers. And we can see also 25.88 of the investments to GDP go to Saudi Arabia. We can see it has a unique demographic situation where you have, in terms of population, it's 59% of the GCC population. It is 14% of the Middle East population. And you can see also there are two other elements. The GDP per capita is more than 23,000 US dollars per year. And it has the fifth GDP per capita in the MENA region. And also we can see that internally in Saudi Arabia, there's a unique demographic situation. As my colleague Abdulaziz alluded to, there's a huge young population, and there's a significant annual growth in the workforce. You have 6% annual growth. We can see it has a strategic location. Within 4 hours from the location of Saudi Arabia, 50 of the fastest growing markets are within reach within 4 hours. We can see that within 6 hours, over 40% of the world's GDP. And we can see that within 7 hours, you have half of the world's population. This enables the country to witness easy access to 3 continents within a few hours, and also 13% of the global trade runs through the Red Sea. We can see the intensive interconnected logistic network in Saudi Arabia. We can have a look at the map of Saudi Arabia, whether it's the different regions from the west to the central region to the eastern region, and we can see it also has been extended to even further regions, whether it's the north, the south, and we can see the connection is not only just bounded or focused on one type of transport. We can see it, we have 10 ports. We can see you have it, whether it's in terms of the air, you have 29 airports, you have more than 4,500 kilometers of railways, and you have also more than 200,000 kilometers of roads. We can see now this map shows the type of projects that are taking place in Saudi Arabia. There are 2 types. There are the giga projects and there are the mega ultra big projects. So we can see that even in terms of focusing on the projects that in Saudi Arabia, there's been a focus on trying to shift it and to spread it out throughout the country. We can see that you have many projects in terms of the western region, where beginning from Neom, you have Amala, you have the Red Sea, you have Al-Ula now, which is going to become a big tourism hub, and you have the knowledge of the economic city, you have King Abdullah economic city, and you can see extending till the south to Jizan economic city. And we can see also in the other regions, you have the Giddiya, which is another giga project, and you have also shifting towards the east, you have the King Salman Park, you have the King Abdullah Financial District, and you have also the Energy Park in the western, in the eastern region. And now I will shift and focus on two things. First thing is the role of the Ministry of Investment, and the second thing being the sectors that we try to focus on. The Ministry of Investment has recently come to Bonn. It was evolved through 2019, and it's primarily focused on trying to facilitate investments in all areas of the Saudi economy, and it's trying to help either established multinational companies or ventures that are planning to launch in Saudi Arabia. We can see the ministry can help you through 3 different phases, which is pre-setting up, before setting up, during the setup phase, and after setting up. During this pre-setup period, they can help you with tailored market and economic intelligence, matchmaking and linkage, organizing site visits, assisting in location sites, and also they can provide tailored investor incentives. During the setup phase, they can help connect with recruiting agencies, they can organize publicity and launch events, they can introduce to financial institutions, and they can help obtain licenses and permits. And we can see through the final phase, even after being set up in Saudi Arabia, they can help you overcome any obstacles. Now we will look at MISA. Even though we live in a digital world and we can see the importance and the significance of technology, especially during the past year after the pandemic, we can see that we still believe in the importance of face-to-face interactions. That's why MISA is planning to establish offices abroad, and it has already established offices in 9 countries. We can see they are the UK, they are the US, France, Russia, China, Germany, and also shift towards focusing on East Asian countries. We can see the presence is going to be also in Japan, South Korea, Singapore. And we can see that MISA has enabled many people to begin their journey through the online portal. The online portal will enable the investor to know the investment opportunities. They will provide them with the facts and figures, and they will also tell them about the sectors and also connect them with the head of the sectors. We can see now these are the multinational companies that have set ground in Saudi Arabia, and if not all of them, I'm sure most of them, you know these companies. Now I'll focus on the sectors. We're focusing on numerous sectors that we see them as the big cake, to be honest, to invest in. We will start first with the chemical sector. The chemical sector is an essential part of the kingdom's economic diversification plan, and there's an ambition to double its value, and Saudi Arabia has already embarked on a transformation program that will generate a significant industrial growth in various sectors, and that will be the main driver for the development of the chemical sector in all segments, whether it's basics, intermediates, or specialities. Furthermore, we hope to see companies in the chemical sectors, as they can rely on a solid ecosystem that won't be limited only to universities and research development centers, suppliers, infrastructures, and logistics. Another crucial sector is the mining and metals sector. And the mining and metal sector has grown significantly over the past few years, as the country is going through a large industrial and economic diversification, and that will grow resource-heavy manufacturing sectors like industrial machinery, electrical equipment, and automotive. And this will increase the demand for metal and mineral products. As this Saudi's proximity to other MENA countries, it puts local manufacturers in a great position to export to those countries.
더군다나 메나 지역에 대한 사우디의 접근성을 고려해 볼 때 금속 및 광업의 중요성은 더 증대되리라 예상하고 있습니다.
We can shift now towards the energy and water sector. And the energy and water sector is considered to be one of the most important strategic sectors in the kingdom, and this has led to the emergence of renewable energy as a key objective in Vision 2030, with focus on efficiency as an important element in sustainable development. And the kingdom currently has the largest desalination market in the world, with the aim of increasing the reuse and water treatment market. And the demand for electricity and water in the kingdom increases further due to the constant sustainable growth in the industrial, residential, and commercial sectors. We can see that in Saudi Arabia there's a rapidly growing young population, and therefore the government recognizes the importance of the housing sector to its citizens. Therefore, a different approach was taken to realize its commitments by adopting new technologies like 3D printing, using more prefabricated buildings, leveraging robots for construction, and providing many incentives for private sector players like funding and risk sharing. Another key market for us would be the IT market, as Saudi Arabia is the biggest IT market in the MENA region, and all government entities are mandated to provide their services to citizens and stakeholders digitally. So they have to digitalize their operations, and they have to go paperless. And the Saudi private sector is doubling down on technology to optimize their operations, with 100% of the population covered by 2G and 3G, and 88% covered by 4G. And we can see that Saudi Arabia is amongst the highest countries when it comes to internet penetration. For example, there is 16 million users of Facebook in Saudi Arabia, 11 million users of Twitter, 11 million users of Instagram, and 14 million users of Snapchat. Another sector would be the industrial and manufacturing sector, which is a key sector to diversify the economy. The development growth of the industrial and manufacturing sector is being capitalized by the attractive ecosystem, which is consisted of industrial cities, well-developed infrastructure, and high-quality utilities supplies, and finally with well-established logistics networks. And the final sector, which is a very crucial sector, which is the transport and logistics sector. The Saudi government has already invested heavily in the construction of several transportation and logistics infrastructures like ports, railways, roads, airports. But to take full advantage of these investments, Saudi Arabia is entering into a new series of international partnerships with working with the private sector to complete it. It also aims to improve and link its infrastructure internally and across the borders. And the transport and logistics infrastructure is also being unlocked with systems that can drive higher performance, and it can include even more rigorous governance and leaner processes and more efficient customs systems. That's what we have, and thank you for listening to us.